Hi, how are you doing? It's the resume. Oh, it's the resume. It's the resume of the world premiere. Yeah, hi. Here is the resume. Today in with open hair, and I'm in fucking great mood, darlings. It's not tuned, but anyway, the try. Der Versuch gilt das fürs Werk. Hi, darlings. Well, I'm in a super good mood. Yesterday, the world premiere of Queen: The Untold Stories Part One, and the reactions are phenomenal from all over the world. I'm going to read you the countries in a moment. And I think I had the instinct for something which really is something that you guys, especially your queenies, like. I mean, I have to say, this was now. I think it was number 15. Paul is keeping the track. But for starting in a hotel room in Munich only with the handy with the cell phone for 1 hour holding like this and only answering questions that were down there, which was Rudy Backstage number 1. To then come to the way we do it here with a new format, which allows us to play in videos. If Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook are not so stupid that they block things that I did, I have the rights or cleared the rights, but that's a different story. I sort of went in the way of more making Rudy Backstage a little bit, maybe even too much. I'm always asking myself, maybe too much into a television show in the regular sense. And what I forgot about that, maybe, or what was too short, maybe, and I just felt this was a feeling, was that I wasn't talking that much. And I think that's one of the things that you guys like, that I'm telling you stories. You're visiting me here again in my office in Miami. Or in the future, it will be on the road, wherever I am. On a Sunday, I'm going to do Rudy Backstage. And it's not really a television show. Let's visit Rudy. Let's see what what Rudy's up to. That's what was the Rudy Backstage. You're backstage in the sense of that I'm telling you backstage stories, but you're also backstage in the sense that you are with me backstage here. I'm not hiding anything. That's why I work. That's where I look out. This is my Miami office. There is also a base that I have in Munich. There's a base in Vienna. Maybe soon somewhere else. I have no idea where the future takes me. So, with going back to talking, that's maybe more the original idea that a lot of you like. So let's look. I mean, I wrote it down because I cannot remember, and I have to change the glasses because it's so small. So I got reactions. I mean, don't forget, the broadcast was only yesterday, Sunday. Today is Monday. And I have reactions from, of course, Austria, my home country. Schönen guten Abend nach Hause, nach Österreich. Ich spreche Englisch, weil 90% der Follower und Fans sprechen kein Deutsch. Das ist für die Deutschen, Österreicher und Schweizer ein bisschen komisch, aber that's how it is. Es ist nicht keine Arroganz, sondern sonst würden mich 90% meiner Follower nicht verstehen. I'm just explaining why I'm talking English. Because for people who know me as a German-speaking person, it's kind of funny that Rudy talks English. But of course, reactions from Austria, Germany, Switzerland, but then also Italy, Italia, France. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Oh my God, oh, enchanté. And then also Spain, amigos. Hola, yeah. And Portugal, Belgium, Sweden, Greece, Hungary. Hungary has a big history with Queen. I mean, I was filming then Budapest twice. Once the original Queen with Freddie Mercury in '86, and then Queen with Paul Rogers. So Hungarian Queen has a lot of. That's also why my book is going to be in Hungarian language, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Hungarian fans who are interested. Czech Republic. The people don't know that my grandfather, Dolezaj, how he was called himself, now I call myself Dolezaj, but actually my name is Dolezaj, was born in Brno, which is in the Czech Republic today. And with Peter Freestone and Milan, we were discovering all that, and there will be something in the future also in the Czech Republic. Poland, Netherlands. Unfortunately, the only word I know in Dutch is something which is not for children. It's called neuken, which means making love. Lithuania, Russia, Nastrovie, vodka. Mwah. And UK, of course, a lot of people in London. Malta, yeah. Japan, Australia, thanks to Claire. Thank you, Claire. I will be soon on Australian television on one of the biggest shows there, talking about my book and talking about this year, about Rudy Backstage and the world premiere and what have you. New Zealand, which is a lovely country. I mean, I've been to New Zealand. I've also been to Australia. To Australia, something like 4 or 5 times. New Zealand only once. That's on my list to go back again. New Zealand, Jamaica, of course, Sunkan, Rastafari. In every situation and situation, Bob Marley once said to me, and he meant in every good situation or bad situation, he said, in every situation and situation. Well, in the moment I'm not in a situation, thank God, with all what I'm doing here with you guys. It makes me very happy. Here we are, Jamaica, Indonesia. India, Iran. I mean, there was an artist sending me a Freddie Mercury portrait, which I posted from Iran. Uruguay, Brazil, Viva de Brazil, Viva de Janeiro. And Argentina, I love Argentina. Peru, Kenya, Africa, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and of course, Canada and the United States. That's just what came in one day. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I might do this back here. Can you imagine? I mean, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of countries. And all of them, and I'm pretty sure nobody was saying great show if you are if they haven't watched it. So in all those countries, people were watching the world premiere and still are watching. I mean, it's by the way, I mean, all of my true followers know that. But if you want to see it again, which I think it's actually worth looking more than once, or if you know somebody, or if you've missed it, if you're watching this and you say, what is he talking about? What world premiere? Or if you know somebody who missed it and say, oh my God, I missed it, and I also missed the 24 hours on the story, because the better version is on YouTube always, because YouTube doesn't have a restriction. That also for the future, darlings. From Rudy Backstage, which will also be streamed on live now since a few weeks already on YouTube. YouTube always has the better version because we are not limited to 60 minutes. Instagram, how it all started, is fine, but after 60 minutes they cut off. You might lose a few minutes and you have to go back, or we have to also restream or whatever. Paul is all doing this. Thank you, Paul, by the way. And by the way, I want to say thanks also to my associate producer, Beth Ford, who is in Cleveland, Ohio, and she's the angel who helps me with a lot of stuff here. The main help on a lot of things in the Rudy Backstage world, and also with the website for pre-ordering the book. But this is important, that I now forgot completely what I wanted to tell you. No, I'm in a good mood, you can tell. So whatever I wear, I lost it. Maybe it comes back to me. But coming back to that idea that I think the talking, yeah. Well, anyway, you can still watch it on YouTube forever. It says has already quite nice views. So if you go to Rudy Dolezal's Doro TV on my YouTube channel, if you're there and you haven't subscribed it, you're also watching this on YouTube, then subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. It's free of charge, and there's going to be soon a lot of great stuff. This is only the beginning, yeah. But don't forget, today I was also back to work. I was. This is just emails coming in that makes ping, and nothing important. My fans are more important than any email. Yeah. No, but. You can watch it on YouTube, and YouTube is going to be the future better version. I'm going to try to direct as many people as possible from Instagram to YouTube. We are also soon gonna stream on Facebook. People ask me, why not Facebook? Because there's a technical issue with the page, has to do with a person I'm not gonna name, and we have to overcome that, which will soon happen. And then it's also gonna be aired or streamed on Facebook Live. But thing is that the best version is always on YouTube, and this is also where it stays. So it's live there. You also, if you're part of that, you get a premiere notice that's at so and so hours. It's usually always the same time. Yeah, Rudy Backstage and also the Backstage specials are always at the same time. And somebody else, I just reacted to my story. But YouTube is the better version, and I can only encourage. This is why I went on air or online an hour before, because we realized that it's going to be 70 plus minutes. It was more than 60 minutes. I mean, for those of you who watched it on YouTube, it was 70 something minutes. And I could have gone on, you know that. But if you like that, yeah, please do me the following. Do me the favor. Do me a favor. If you liked Queen the Untold Stories Part 1, and you want me to do a Queen the Untold Stories Part 2, please write to me on one of the emails, which I don't know if we'll show it now, but it's called I don't know by heart. Today is my day off. Write it to the email address of a Q&A, which means, I think, yeah, the Q&A, which means Quanda written like, oh, I cannot write it because it's the wrong way. Write me to the email address of Quanda, Q&A, where you usually write the Q&A or the trivia, doesn't matter, one of the two. Write me if I should make a part 2, Queen the Untold Stories Part 2. And the more people write, the more likely it's going to be that I do one. And then also write me which stories that you've heard of, that there is something, like it was Elton John the Gorilla, but I mean, I talked about this yesterday. What other secrets have you heard of or rumors that you want me to talk about? Because maybe I know the answer. So in other words, 2 things I'm asking you. Right? Should there be a part 2? Yes or no? Just it's enough to say, yes, Rudy, please do a part 2. Always write where you are from, because I would then maybe read it in a Backstage Plus or in the Q&A program, which, as you know, is also on YouTube. I mean, there's not only the regular Rudy Backstage, then yesterday was a Rudy Backstage special. That's very rare. It's probably going to be only Queen, but maybe also others. And then there is every Monday the Backstage resume that you're watching now, if you watch this. And then there's also every now and then, almost every week, but not every week, a so-called Backstage Plus, which is just a Q&A. I'm answering only your questions that come in to my email address of Q&A. So write me, should I make a part 2, yes or no? And what rumors have you heard of untold stories that you would like me to talk about? So that's something for the future. And Of course, it would be nice for those of you who liked what I was talking about. I mean, the book is going to be only that. The book, My Friend Freddy, is going to consist only of stories like you heard yesterday, and more, and even more untold. But because some people were saying to me of my inner circle, they say, Rudy, why are you doing this? Because you're giving away stories, you know? You're not asking for any money. You're not, that you can, then they know. But I believe in something else. I believe in what is my biggest jewel that I have are my fans and friends and followers. Because not everybody wants to be called fan, but some of you want. That's my jewel. That's why I started all this, to gather around a circle of people who are interested in my work and what I'm doing. Maybe in my person, but that's not so important. My work, my films, my books, what I have done in the past, what I'm up to now. They want to be informed what's going up. By the way, at the end of June, there is the big TV special about my collaboration with Whitney Houston here on Lifetime, nationwide in the USA. Not bad. And I'm also going to be soon again in Germany. I'm gonna tell you a few dates at the end of this resume. But let me finish this thought because that's important. Excuse me. That's the Coca-Cola, which is of course Cola Zero. So I want to gather those people like you who are hopefully interested in my work and also get known what comes up. And that's my jewel. That's the, if you want to say that in modern terms, which I don't like, the asset. It's not so much that I'm selling you something. I have nothing to sell but my person. I'm just me. Like Freddie always said, I'm just me. There's not more, but also not less. And the trust that I'm hopefully building with you is the basis of future friendship and collaboration. And therefore, I was convinced that I have to do this. And if I call it Untold Stories, which was my decision, I mean, it was the same thing with Freddie Mercury, The Untold Story, which was a film. It was a movie. It's a different thing than what I did yesterday. But still, I had many things in there. I said to Jim, we have to have things in there which nobody knows, because otherwise the title is a fake. And the same thing with yesterday, because the reason why it was so much work for Paul and me and everybody involved was that I said, okay, I have to give the fans something that I'm sure they don't know. I cannot call it Queen, The Untold Stories, and then everyone says, oh, I know this already. Oh, yeah, I know that. Okay. Oh, I read this in Peter Freestone's book. I read this and this and that. Yeah, there were a few things that very hardcore fans might have heard of, but I am very proud that yesterday there were a few things that nobody knows, apart from the few people involved at the time. For example, the thing with Queen and Nina Hagen video at the same time. I mean, Nina knows about it. The people involved of my team knew about it, if they are still around. But nobody of Queen ever heard about this. I mean, I told it to Peter Freestone, and he didn't know it. Peter didn't know. I talked to him today. Peter didn't know the story about One Vision, that we were building a corner. I knew that this was, because it was never discussed anywhere. It was also not made a secret on purpose, but because I was involved for so many years, also after Freddie passed, in what went out, and I'm again involved, thank God, and in close contact because we stayed friends over all those years. I knew that this cannot be common knowledge. So it's a lot of things like that in my book. Today, I'm in the middle of writing a new chapter, and from today on, I will write every day again, because I promised you to finish the book soon, and there was a few other issues, which still are, visa problem in the United States, Corona, of course, and we also have this thing here in America with the death of Mr. Floyd and other things. But I have to write every day, and I promised it to somebody, and this person is going to ask me every day, "What did you write?" And this is a person I care, so and I'm not lying. There's two things that I was teaching my boys. One, Dolezals never lie. And number two, if you promise something, you have to deliver. So I hope I delivered yesterday. It was great. It was stress, but it was also great fun. And I'm more and more enjoying this. And I hope you are with me next Sunday. Next Sunday, there is a regular Rudy Backstage. There will be a trivia question soon online to be that I ask. We will have a trivia. We please send in Q&A questions, and also the two things that I ask you concerning the special. Should there be a part 2, and what are secrets or untold stories you heard about that you want Rudy to talk? Darlings, that was it, as always. And I'm soon going to start to write some lyrics for this old chords that used to be something that the young Rudy was playing much nicer than now, but since I'm doing it for Backstage Resume every week, I'm a little bit rehearsing. So I say thank you very much for watching the Resume. Stay tuned and see you next Sunday. Once again, Rudy Backstage time at the regular time. This was a Resume. Oh, this was a Resume. This is a Resume. Thank you, and love and respect.